Hi, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Whatever time you'll be watching this videos, hi. Um, also, whatever season you have watching this video, we have our winter number 3 today. Welcome back, everyone. I have a topic for you inspired by the demand. And this topic today, this is part 1. This would be part 1 for the video and topic of is her ex-husband a threat to you. A lot of people are dealing with international romance situation and making steps and considering opening up K1 visas and things like that. In this video, we're going to talk about an emotional aspect, an aspect of trust. If you are in a relationship with a Ukrainian woman, most likely she is not 15 years old, right? Well, she better not be, right? She is a grown woman, so she probably had a relationship, so she may have been married before, and she may have a child, she may have a young child. So first disclaimer I want to make, this applies to the woman you actually met. This video will only apply to the woman you actually met, spend time with. Do not use my advice for people you met on internet and you never spent time with. Hi everyone, welcome. So this is only for the situation when you connecting and you making future steps and you are a little bit concerned about what if, for example, your ex will be some kind of threat. We definitely gonna talk about the legal part. That's gonna be next video, possibly later today. We're gonna talk about the legal issue that is very important. But in this video, I want to talk about emotional issue and issue of trust. This is very, very important. A lot of you now feel this is justified now to consider a girlfriend a woman that you never met, or consider that, oh, she's committing to me. I want to remind you, despite of COVID-19, COVID-21, COVID-35, collapse of the universe, women do not commit to you over emails and video chats. There are still some things that require a physical person. You still need to give birth. You have to have something in your belly. You have to conceive that baby to give birth. So far you cannot do that online. you know you have to realize that you can become a victim even without the ex if you are fool enough to believe that anybody's committing to you online. And I'm saying this to you out of love, because I cannot consult every person. I cannot come and I cannot live anybody's life for them. We all have our experiences, and it's important to remember what it takes to have commitment, okay? Yes, more and more things we can do virtually, more and more things we can do online. We can connect with people. I'm connecting to you right now, and even though most of you had never met me, but you kind of know that I am here, have been here, so probably not a robot. That would be very expensive to make a bot that talks and say different things, right? So back to the topic. It all depends what kind of trust you have with that person, and that's why I went on the whole speech about the meeting somebody in person create real connection and real bonding. So if you have very strong trust with the person, if you connected very deeply, you truly having plans, your ex have as much danger or threat to you as you willing to give him. If you know that she's there, you talk with her very often, you already build trust, you went on trips, you spend a lot of times. She's a person you talk to, she's a person you connect with, she's your best friend, and you feel that from her, because a lot of times you feel that she's your soulmate, but this not coming from her, it coming from you. You know, I don't want to get too personal, but a lot of people see a beautiful woman that checks the boxes for them, and they immediately presume that she's their soulmate, even though she doesn't feel that way about them whatsoever. So that's number one, is question of trust. If you have a very strong trust with her, you should have confidence naturally. If you don't have confidence, you do not have trust with her. Once again, if you do not have confidence in her, you do not have trust. You should not make big, huge plans and apply for K1 visas if you suspect that you feel something is wrong. And a lot of men are becoming a victim of this because they think that coming once a year or twice a year gonna make a huge difference. You know how many men you can have if every one of them comes once or twice a year? I mean, you can be busy from the morning, every morning to the afternoon. And you know, let's be honest, if you guys could pull it off, a lot of men, if they could have different beautiful women flying to them, they would go for it. So I'm not saying this from judgment, but you know, I also hope that you are more mature in your mind than this. So from emotional point, here is the thing. From the emotional point, that really depends on how you see that person. From the emotional point, your ex has as much power as you're willing to give him. If you taking care of your woman, if you are, in the process of K1, if you feel that she is just devoted to this process as you are, and she's serious and she's getting ready and she's doing all of those things, she has no power. Even if there are some legal things in Ukraine, I don't know if I will make this video on YouTube openly or it's gonna be only for my Patreons, but in Ukraine there are many ways you can solve problems, and the legal point is very important, but it's not the point of this video. I really would like to stay on top of this, on the point. So excellent. So, excellent, buddy. I'm proud of you. Oh, keep going. So, I love you too, buddy. We have a special guest on this live stream. A very special man. I love you too, buddy, and I'll be back soon. I'm in my car office right now. Just, sometimes you want to have a little bit of a change, you know what I mean? We don't have that much of variety at the moment, right? So anyway, focus on your goals, buddy. Focus on your workouts. I'll be right back. I'm gonna share a few more points and head out to do some errands. Hi everyone. Hi Bill. Good to see you, Bill. Hey David. David, let's stay on the point, okay, on this video. I'm only gonna respond messages who are on the point for the video. I take time out of my day to share things with you. I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of insights that you can use. If you want to talk with me in person, you should talk with me in person. If you want to ask a question, make sure the question is relevant to what we're talking about. So, your ex-husband, ex-lover, maybe father of your child has as much once again has as much power as you are willing to give him. It's a very difficult circumstance if this man was taking care of a child or if he was absent, if he was playing around. Here are the questions you need to ask her. Was he helping? Is he supplying her well-being, and her child? Is he officially paying the support, which is a joke? All the social payments in Ukraine or Russia are a joke. You understand? Somebody told me yesterday that, people have still their social payments. Guys, their social payments, if you can go one time grocery shopping, good for you. Maybe twice. That's all. But if the father, if she has an ex and they did not have children, that is totally about her being assertive and her being devoted and your connection being really strong. There are type of narcissistic men in every nationality, and Ukraine has them too. And that is a type that shows up, that comes and leaves, goes as they please, go or leave, go back and forth. Very, narcissistic men who are very inconsistent, and a lot of often, if they hear maybe on social media, maybe a friend shared that their crush, or their ex found a man, or he found her and she's living, even if they don't have children together, a lot of men all of a sudden want her quote unquote back. And I personally heard the real story of that happening, and I've seen that happening a lot. So when you have something, you don't treat it well, you are disrespectful, you are not showing up, you're not taking care, you're not being the man you were in the beginning, you just kind of use your woman as convenience, you're inconsistent, you are not playing your role, you are not doing your best whatsoever, and then somebody else wants her. All of a sudden you see all of her magic, okay? All of a sudden you see all of her beauty and you want her back. This is a very common thing for, narcissistic men. And unfortunately, I have to say that in Slavic countries, that is very popular because men are very spoiled by having a lot of beautiful women around. A lot of women have very low self-esteem. They don't realize how valuable they are, and they agree to be mistreated. And so some of our men, as soon as they know that you have somebody who is better, more successful, prosperous, and about to offer you a completely different life, what they would do is they would pop right back into her life and starting to be the man. And you are not there. Remember, you are here. And he pops back into her life, and he does the narcissistic thing. He love bombing her. He's doing all these things that she knew from the beginning she loved or she wanted and needed, but he wouldn't give that to her. He wouldn't give that to her. He would give her the very minimum till she gets sick of this and broke up with him, because he was inconsistent. There was no plan for future, and most likely he was going around between different women. And so I want to warn you about this, that can happen sometimes. Your role is just to be stable with your message and consistent. If she will fall a victim to that, that is very sad, but it can happen. You do have a disadvantage between a native, Russian or Ukrainian man and you. You speak different language, you don't have same background. It's very, very hard. It's only very organic connection when you connect with somebody from another country just as naturally, just as strong as you connect with somebody of your native. That of itself is a major sign that you and your lady are meant to be. If you experience that kind of connection, that you feel no difference, that she feels no difference about self-expressing herself to you and connecting with you as with somebody who speaks your language. But in most of your relationships, you barely know the person. She speaks broken English and she's not yours. And so in that case, of course, that will fall apart. If you, once again, have a strong bond, you've done things together, you trust each other, hopefully she's intelligent enough and discerning enough to understand that that's a narcissistic thing. When they claim you, they will do everything you've ever wanted and more. But as soon as that other man that was committed and was offering you an great life, as soon as that man falls off, as soon as you break up with him, they will break up with you. So this is a trap that some men will do, and it's not only in Russia and Ukraine, but they cannot give you, as a woman, I can tell you from my own experience, there are men that cannot give you what they know you need, want, and deserve. And they will try to give you the very least, just so you don't die from starving. And then finally you get sick of it, you break up with them. And the moment you see that, the moment they see that there is somebody, once again, somebody who wants you, who appreciates you, who see your value, who realize your impact as a woman, as soon as that happens, they are right back on, and they go everything, they apologize, and maybe you had sexual connection with them. Women, when you really connected with a man, that also matters. And women do bond through intimacy. And if that intimacy was great, they know how to, get that up to 300%. And it's really sad because men like this, they do that, and months after, 2 weeks after, 3 months after, they gone. Because they are standing on their tippy toe. It's a game. It's something they play to win you, and it's not a long-term game. This is just a power struggle. Who is stronger, who is bigger, who has more power. It's them playing these games. So if your bond is not strong enough, it may happen, but I would encourage you to get over it as fast as you can, because it wasn't meant to be. It means that your connection wasn't strong enough. You were not really understanding each other that deeply. You did not build a real bond, because if you would have it and she is a quality woman, she would tell him to watch her life from the nosebleed section. Because if she was smart and intelligent, and she also appreciates a stable person in her life, person that does it right from the beginning, she would not give him a second chance. So, wow, this is some valuable information for you all, as usually. And, if he has a child, if they have a child together, that is a whole different video. It's a whole different topic. If they have a child together, it's a different dynamic. There are, of course, legal aspects to this, which are very important. But once again, it will also depend on your trust and your connection. So I will consider making a part 2 about legal aspect of if she has ex-husband or father of her child, what are legal underwater stones, how to solve them, or how to go, and solve them anyway if you can't. If I have energy, okay, today is Friday. It'll be more fun to talk about something else, but a lot of men gonna get hurt because their women were not theirs from the beginning, and her excuse is going to be, oh, he doesn't let me go, I can't leave, we have a child, he does not sign the papers. So what to do in that situation, I will consider making live about this part 2, or maybe a recorded video, because it is very important. So life is continuing, problems are continuing, this is all not forever. So wow, it's actually snowing as I'm talking to you. It's snowing once again. So thank you for hopping in, everyone who were on this video. Welcome those of you who will watch it later. I'm gonna consider doing the part 2, but especially for my Patreon members, we're gonna talk behind the scenes about things that you still can do if there is no permission from the dad, if you struggling. And of course we're talking about dad or ex-husband who is inadequate, because you can always make agreement with a person who is adequate, if he is a good father, if he participates in their child's life. There are things that you can do. You can work them out. You can always work things out with an adequate person. We are talking about the situation where all your plans are about to fall out because somebody is disagreeing and do not want a prosperity for somebody they could not take care of. So with that being said, I hope this was helpful to you. I appreciate your support, your comments, your thumbs up. It's the consistency of my videos largely depends on your participation and activity under the video, because that lets me know that you are interested in the topic. That lets me know that I should make more videos. Also, some people do not know that subscribing to the channel is free. So it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel, but that means to me that you have trust and you value the information I provide, and that helps the channel and helps to spread the message. So thank you so very much. I will see you soon, and have a wonderful day, even if it's snowing.